In this video, I will explain prioritization in detail, why prioritization is important for your long-term success, and how you can effectively manage your tasks to achieve your goals. This video is part of 7-day challenge sheet series, so at the end of the video, I will be giving away personalized challenge sheet so you can start to execute towards your goals. Hey guys, this is Janis from Driven by Goal, helping you to achieve your goals. We often end up taking on too much things at the same time while not finishing anything the way we want to. If you're anything like me, you probably have dozens of tasks on your to-do list, and there is one thing and one thing only that will help you to fix this, and it's prioritizing. So you make a to-do list with all the things you must or you want to do. But what now? Which tasks are more important than others? This is where prioritization comes in. And prioritization is a process of determining which tasks are more important than others. But what if you have multiple tasks that are equal or similar in importance? Well, the thing is, if everything is important, then nothing really is. And in this video, I will break down an amazing technique that will get you focused on your most important tasks and get rid of everything else that is just bare distractions. Have you ever tried to do many things at once and getting nowhere? This is a problem affecting almost everyone sooner or later, so you're not the only one. In fact, there is a position for the people who are good at prioritizing and managing tasks, and they're called project managers. I've been working as a project manager for many years on multiple projects, and I'm happy to share a prioritization technique that will help you with your time and task management. Everything is not important. Even if everything you must do is important, you still have to find a way to prioritize. Otherwise, nothing moves forward and you just get stuck. If you want to succeed and reach your goals, you absolutely must prioritize your tasks and manage your time. And by managing your time, I mean spending your time on your top priority tasks and removing all non-priorities. So what not to prioritize? When prioritizing, you should always consider your own priorities before emergencies of other people. Because while you're going to be focusing on other person's priority, you're going to be losing the time to focus on your own. Now, I'm not saying here that you shouldn't be helping other people, and in some cases, your goal might be to help other people, in which case it's totally fine. However, you shouldn't automatically be focusing on other people before your own priorities. Now, let's say, for example, you've got important meeting to go to tomorrow, so you have to prepare, or you have exam tomorrow and you have to prepare for that one. In the meantime, your friend is inviting you to go out tonight. Now, in this example, clearly your priority should be staying at home and preparing for next day's activities. However, sometimes we confuse urgency with the priorities. Your activities and your tasks should be moving you towards your goals. So you should always prioritize your health and personal progress over other matters. Every other request should be considered before approaching. Always think about where you're going with what you're doing. So let's have a look at the Eisenhower matrix and how we can start to prioritize our tasks effectively. Eisenhower matrix basically is a big square split in 4 parts, forming 4 quadrants. Along the top, we have urgent and not urgent. And along left side, we have important and not important. And this is how the matrix looks like. Now you take all your tasks and place them one by one in one of the 4 quadrants. First quadrant, important and urgent. This is a quadrant where all the tasks and activities go that must be done right now, otherwise the thing that you're working on will break down. This could be a thing like writing article to post later today, or having a pre-planned team meeting to decide further product development. Obviously, these are all the things that cannot be postponed and must be done right now. Second quadrant, important but not urgent. So these are all the things that are very important for you, but they're not urgent and they can be done anytime during the day. For example, if you want to be fit, you decide to run every day, but because running is not urgent, you can schedule it for whenever it's most appropriate for you. And the same goes for things like long-term research or long-term planning or calling family and friends. All these things are important, but they're not urgent. Third quadrant is urgent, but not important. This quadrant I would suggest to leave the last after first and second quadrant is completed tasks. Then you can get on with this quadrant. In this quadrant, you're gonna have things like answering certain emails or sharing informative articles on social media and internet. But what I would suggest is that these are the tasks that are really good to delegate to other people. So if the time is valuable resource for you, I would definitely suggest for you to delegate them. And fourth and final quadrant is not urgent and not important. These are pretty much all the time wasters, activities like watching TV, checking on social media, and just randomly browsing the internet. Pretty much these activities you can skip without losing anything. I mean, there is nothing wrong from time to time to watch a telly or browse the social media. But if you're really focusing on achieving your goals, then you should try to minimize these activities as much as possible. That's it, pretty easy, right? 4 boxes and all your priorities are down. But what to do when you have a lot of priorities in each of these boxes? One thing what you can do, you can sort them out by urgency and go through all of them. But that's not always the case. That's why less is more. And what I mean with that is that sometimes when you got too many tasks, you got to start to delay some of the tasks so you can focus on the ones that are really, really important for you. For example, if you have 3 projects you're working on and all of them are in quadrant 1, then what you want to do, you want to reschedule a couple of these projects so you can focus on one most important project and get that one done. Because if you're gonna stick with all of them, you probably won't get any of them done. So this week's challenge. This week's challenge is gonna be about prioritizing your tasks. On the challenge sheet, I've prepared a blank prioritization matrix for you to fill throughout the week. Whenever you have a task to do, write it down on one of the boxes where it's most appropriate and follow the prioritization scheme, with first doing everything in the first quadrant, tasks that are urgent and important, then moving on to the second quadrant where you've scheduled important tasks that are not urgent, and lastly you would move on to the things that you've written down in the third quadrant. If possible, try to skip all the things that you wrote down in the fourth quadrant for this week. You might end up in a situation where your prioritization matrix is more or less done, but then another urgent and important task comes around, which means that you probably need to shuffle your priorities around. It is understandable since life is unpredictable, but you should always try to keep your priorities as much as possible and only change priorities if that's the only thing you can do to improve the situation and still manage to finish everything. The goal here is to always have your priorities clear. To get your challenge sheet, go to the description box below and download it from there. If you have already joined the program before, you don't have to do anything and your challenge sheet should be with you in your inbox. I will be doing a new episodes every week, so if you don't want to miss any of new upcoming episodes, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. This was me, Janis from Driven by Goal, helping you to achieve your goals. And I'll see you guys in another episode. Bye!